Yeah, there's a chance that we get to the end of this and I've done this all completely wrong, but I think I understand. 3, 2, 1.
Not sponsored by LaCroix, but we love you.
Not yet. We
Not
love
yet.
you, LaCroix.
Yeah. If you don't know, that's how we start every episode, by cracking open a cold LaCroix. Today, and just to be certain, LaCroix is not a sponsor for us. We just love it. Today, I'm drinking a orange LaCroix, and I believe Samuel's drinking a limoncello LaCroix.
Yeah,
which is,
apparently there's some haters, but I'm loving it.
a lot of people say it tastes like a lemon cookie.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's wrong with that. I love drinking a lemon cookie.
It's based off of an alcoholic drink, I'm pretty sure too. I'm not sure. I've never had limoncello. So
I'll tell you something though. The other day I was on the LaCroix website, and they have a whole section where they teach you how to make different cocktails and mocktails out of their LaCroix beverages. So,
have you tried any of them, Samuel?
I have not.
Why not?
But I should at some point.
You should. You should. I can't yet. I can't yet, but you can. Anyways, sorry for that long intro. Welcome to the Sipcast. It's Monday. You know what that means. It means we are getting a Mount Rushmore. And looking back at it, you know what? We have been very specific on our Mount Rushmores. And we wanted to kind of broaden it out a little bit, because some of these things, like, you would say, like, for sure they would have that as a Mount Rushmore, but we're too busy doing second tier cities. So
you'd think that would be like 4 years in, we would do second tier cities.
It's like, oh, well, we can't think of anything else. Let's do second tier cities. No offense, Aaron, who brought that to the table. Okay, so today we're doing Mount Rushmore of favorite movies. Let me just clarify, this does not mean that we think these are the best movies. I think it means that these are the movies that we enjoyed the most. So without further ado, Sam, let's hear your Roosevelt.
All right. And I'd say the Roosevelt spot for me is subject to change. It kind of flip-flops depending on how I'm feeling. But right now for me, the Roosevelt spot is held by Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
Okay. It's very much a dad movie.
Yeah, it is a very dad movie.
I think you can see it on Spike 3 times a week.
Oh, that's so accurate. Yeah, it's just, it's so cool. The soundtrack is great. I listen to the soundtrack sometimes when I study. I don't know really why I like it. I just love, like, the honor, the duty, the revenge. If you guys haven't seen this movie, it's basically about this guy. He's like a legionnaire in the Roman army, and the emperor, I guess he's the emperor, yeah, like, tells him that he wants to make him the next emperor after he dies. But his son kind of catches wind of that, so the emperor's son basically throws him into the gladiator arena. He loses his family, his name, and then he basically just, like, works his way up the gladiatorial games, so eventually he can reclaim his spot. And man, it is crazy good. I love it. I don't know how historically accurate a lot of it is, but
probably not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, it's a good movie. How about you, Jack?
All right, my Roosevelt is a little movie that came out in, I believe, 2017. Maybe it was a year earlier. Maybe it's a year later. I don't know. 2017, give or take 1 year. This movie very well connects music, action, and drama, and a little bit of comedy. And this movie is Baby Driver. And this movie is just such a fun movie to watch. It has some thriller aspects. Not the Michael Jackson music video, but, like, the genre. But there are some Michael Jackson thriller aspects in the movie as well, now that I think about it. I will say that it is rated R, but I was so confused why it was rated R. I think it was just because they said, like, too many F words. So that always confuses me. because
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was definitely, I think it's definitely a fine movie to watch. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything really wrong with being 14 years old and watching that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like raunchy or anything. But
Right.
the way it connects music to everything in the movie. So all the camera shots are synced up to the music they're using. All of the music is coming through the protagonist's earbuds. You know, it's just such
Mm-hmm.
a it's so and the action is so smooth. There's a bunch of I don't really like car racing scenes, but they do it right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Baby is a getaway driver, and he's trying to get away from the life of crime. So that's my Roosevelt. Such a great movie.
Awesome. Um, for my uh, was it Jefferson slash Lincoln part one? I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings. I know it's a trilogy. I can't really pick a certain one, so I'm kind of being annoying and squeezing them all in this spot. But I guess if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Fellowship of the Ring. But I think Peter Jackson just did a great job translating J.R.R. Tolkien's masterwork of Lord of the Rings into like a watchable form. Because like, I mean, watchable. They're all like you've got to watch the extended edition. Um, but like, so they're close to 4 hours. But man, they're just so good. I think all of the character work is really good. I think it was incredible casting. It really helped me get into the Lord of the Rings universe when the books are a little bit hard to follow sometimes. Um, yeah, oh my goodness, I love Lord of the Rings so much.
This is a very cold take, especially for the people that listen. But Lord of the Rings just bores me too much. I can't manage it. I can't manage it. I don't know. I just need quick hitters. That's why all the movies you can tell are like very fast paced.
Yeah.
All my movies that I'm going to say are very fast paced. Which brings me
Mm-hmm.
on to my Roosevelt Jefferson Part 1. Not Roosevelt Jefferson, Lincoln Jefferson Part 1, which is Jojo Rabbit. And this
Mm.
is a very recent movie that came out. Really, really, really good. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. It'll make you think about life. There's a lot of good stuff that's in there, especially for today, with racial tension. I don't know. It's really heartfelt. It juggles a very sensitive subject matter very gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
Taika Waititi is just muy delicioso. Uh,
Mm.
yeah. So I know that I did a movie minutes on this movie, so I'm not going to go too far into it. I'm just going to leave it at that. But that's my Jefferson Lincoln P1.
Nice. For my next one, part two of Jefferson Lincoln. This is probably obvious to most people, but I'm gonna go with Star Wars.
Oh my word! I thought you were gonna do that.
You thought, yeah.
Of course, you're gonna say all of Star Wars as your favorite freaking
I'll
movie.
okay. I'll limit it.
Just
I'll
say
choose one.
Empire.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Empire. Um, uh, I love Empire the best because I think, in my opinion, it has the best story. Well, right up there with A New Hope. I could flip flop them out depending on the day, but yeah, I love Boba Fett. I love the tension between like Darth Vader and Luke, and like I kind of like seeing the bad guys win, and like you kind of are left in this place of a little bit of despair. Um, I think it's a great movie. I think like those first two movies are like the only two that I can like look at without having some sort of weird doubt in my mind or fear about like, oh, couldn't this have been done different? Like I think those are just like I don't want anything to change. It's perfect. So
Yeah, I would actually add the Jabba Palace scene to that too, because I love
yeah.
Jabba's palace, and I
Mm-hmm.
love all the action in the Sarlacc pit
Mm.
and Boba Fett falling in the
Other than
Sarlacc
Boba Fett
pit.
dying, hopefully he comes back.
You know he's coming back.
He's
Or
got to.
you know what I was thinking? I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
that if they're gonna bring Ahsoka into the Mandalorian season 2, when they
Could
hired
be
back on,
clones.
it could be a clone. Yeah, that's exactly what
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking. It could be Rex.
Yeah, that's my fear. Because I want Fett back so bad, guys.
I don't know.
Guys, you don't understand. I want him back so bad.
Who
Anyway,
knows?
Jack,
Not me.
you go ahead.
Okay. My Lincoln Jefferson Part 2 is another really recent movie, but another amazing movie, and that is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And this is another one of those cases. I guess I really like movies that can really put music to go with it really well. This is another case where the music, I feel like, really goes with it. And I feel like whenever that happens in movies, I get goosebumps really easily. Like, whenever the music syncs up, like, perfectly to a scene, I get goosebumps. Like, the scene whenever Miles is spray painting and it has the like, 80s hip-hop collab, like, whatever those are called. Like, the mix, you know, it just has, like, an 80s hip-hop mix and it has, like, Black Sheep and a bunch of, like, different songs like that. Like, I get goosebumps every single time.
Yeah.
Great movie. The character arc is amazing. Like, and then whenever Miles jumps off the building for the first time, like, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now, just thinking about that, because that scene is just perfect. And I'm so excited for the new Spider-Man Miles Morales video game that's coming out in December.
Okay, sweet. And I love adding on to that, I love the animation. I think it's such a cool style.
It's never been done
comic
before.
Book. Yeah, it is beautiful. It is such a good movie.
Apparently, like, the hardware that they had to use to make that, they had to, like, invent for it. So we might be seeing more of that. We might be seeing more of that soon. It's definitely something else.
Yeah, I'd love to. As long as it's not overused. I feel like I'd get nervous if it was just like everything became like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, it was perfect. All right,
bring us home, baby.
This is my Washington. My Washington is going to be Pulp Fiction, the Quentin Tarantino film.
I thought you were gonna say some crap like, my Washington is Star Trek.
Yeah, that is tempting, but I'm gonna go Pulp Fiction. I think I love the out of order storytelling. I think Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, John Travolta, they all do a great job. Bruce Willis too, right? Yeah, he's
Bruce
Butch.
Willis.
I just think it's such a fun movie, and it's kind of like almost like it has that same vibe that you're talking about with the music. Like, I think the music works really well. Like, there's not like a score composed. It's just like hits from that time period, like just listening on the radio and stuff. I just think it's such a fun world to dive into. Yeah, I love that movie. I could watch it over and over and over again, which is weird because it's kind of a heavy hitter, but
it's a long movie too. It's long.
Yeah, it's a long one. Most of my movies were pretty long, I guess.
Speaking of movies that you could watch over and over, if you know me, you know what my Washington is. A little preface to it before I tell you what it is. There used to be Saturdays in high school when I had nothing to do, and I would pop this puppy into my DVD player, and I'd watch it 2 times through. I had no show when it came to this movie. Me and Samuel have actually studied this movie pretty closely.
That is true.
We did like a film study on this movie, and you probably have no idea. If you don't know me, you have no idea what movie it is, and you'll definitely be shocked when I say what movie it is. But the movie that I'm talking about, my favorite movie of all time, is the Lego Movie. You got great character arc, you got great voice acting. You have Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, Morgan Freeman, Will Arnett. There's just so many. Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill. There's just so many good voice actors in that movie. And it's insane that they got all of them. You have Liam Neeson, Will Ferrell. Like, it's just, the voice acting is amazing.
Yeah.
The character movement is amazing. I cry every single time. And that always shocks people. But whenever the dad finds out in real life that he's the bad guy, and he looks at his kid and he sees that his kid sees him as a bad guy, that is heartbreaking. I don't care who you are. That is heartbreaking, and it gets me every single time. And then the kid like tells him like how he doesn't have to be the bad guy. Oh man. It's just, and it's also a really funny movie. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, they just, man, they know what they're doing when they make kids movies with hard-hitting, quick, no nonsense comedy. It's almost the kind of comedy it's like it's so goofy that it is funny, and they also have the ironic comedy. It's just really quick hitters, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't add anything to that. I think it's a really great movie too.
And even adding on to that, it's like you have this whole storyline of like big brotherism and being monitored and censored. It's just and you think it would just be product placement, right? You see Lego Movie and you say that's product placement. This movie's gonna be cheeks, and then you watch the movie and it blows you away. And I think that has to do with who they hired on to write it out and direct it, if you ask me.
Definitely.
But Christopher Miller and Phil Lord, they were set to direct Solo, and they started directing Solo.
I know. I think it could have been so different if that had worked out.
I was so excited for it too.
Yeah.
And then they said Disney was like, they said they thought it was too funny, and then they wanted to go different directions, so they fired him. And then Ron Howard came in and made a poop show. Anyways, sorry. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesdays, TV Time Tuesdays. I watched Space Force. I know Samuel's been watching some Community, which we've already talked about. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that. You know what it's going to be. Wednesday, I have a quick story for us. It has to do with Bryce. So if you're a Bryce fan, go ahead and listen into that one. Thursday, we're going to read some reviews of sugar-free gummy bears. I'm going to try not to laugh and spit out all my LaCroix. And then Friday, we're doing movie minutes. You know what movie minutes are. You're not new here if you're listening now. We'll see you then. Have a great week. And, stay awesome. The most cheesy thing I could say. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.